Hello everyone, it is currently Saturday and my car is broken again. My turbo manifold stud actually stripped inside the manifold, so last night I had to pull out the manifold from the car, it's sitting right over there, and retap the threads for one of the studs. I have to leave today in about 3 hours to head out to Buttonwillow for round 1 of Apex Time Attack. So I'm kind of on a crunch line. I have to get the car done ASAP. I apologize if the next few clips aren't super in depth, but I just kind of have to put the car back together because I have to head out. So I figured I'll give you guys some more context as to what actually happened. So as you guys can see, there's some witness marks from carbon buildup on the head, and that's not good. That means that there's an exhaust leak. So what ended up happening is the nuts that go on the exhaust studs right here, they are lock nuts, and mine weren't locking anymore, so they were backing out. These are the nuts. They're supposed to be kind of oval in shape, and when you put them on the stud, they stretch out and lock in place. Well, mine don't do that. I can thread these on very easily by hand. See, so you shouldn't be able to do this. So I picked up some used studs from a buddy of mine. Thank you, Ian, if you're watching this. So this is the manifold. This is the stud that I replaced. The stud that came out of it, I'll throw some pictures up right now of that. As you can see, it's not very good. So I had to retap the manifold right here. It's M8 by 1.25 threading. So just zip that in and out, and now this went in super easy. The rest of these should go pretty smoothly. I'm not going to do anything with that. That's going back in the car. First things first, this is the exhaust gasket. I need to put copper gasket maker, smear a little bit around here, and stick that on the engine, and then I can throw the manifold back on. So that's what I'm going to do. After that, I just have to bolt up the turbo, hook up the water lines, the oil feed line, boost controller. This is the wastegate plumbing right here, the wastegate recirc line, then the air filter, and then after that it should be good to go. Oh, I'll have to put the downpipe on, and this is going to suck because this downpipe is just a pain to deal with. I also have to rewrap it. You can see the wrapping is not doing too good. So anyways, I will update you guys when all that's done. Alright everyone, here's an update for you. So I'm at the track, I made it. I know I said I was going to film kind of on the way to the track, but it didn't really work out. So I'm here, the event is Apex Time Attack. I'm in Group A, which is the fast group apparently. So we're mixed in with a bunch of vets and stuff, which is vets and Mustangs, which is kind of crazy. My next session is, I have to grid up in like 5 minutes, so I got to get suited up and get out there, but the first session out, I didn't film it because my GoPro wasn't in the car and I was rushing to get everything done. Anyway, yes, it's been crazy. The tires don't have a lot of front end grip, so under braking and turn-in, I really have to be careful. I did go off into Sunset, which was, I mean, it's fine, but it's not ideal. So I will let you guys know what happens after the session. I'll just pick up kind of this whole video thing. But I'm gonna have the GoPro in the car for this session, so you guys will be able to see kind of what happens if anything interesting happens. So. Alright, so I just got done with the second session and it went pretty okay, I guess. I did a 158.3, which is respectable for the tires that I'm on. but I ended up getting a puncture in the left rear. So I brought some Hoosiers along. They're used Hoosiers, and I don't know if they're going to be any good or not, but they're better than a flat tire. So I'm going to swap those on now, and hopefully the next session I can go quite a bit faster. The front end is pretty pushy, so I'm going to swap on the Hoosiers now, and then I will report back after that's done. But I'll show you guys the tires now. So this is the flat left rear. I've been fighting this tire for a few track days now. It's been slowly leaking out, and I just keep refilling it. But I mean, I refilled it before I went out this session, and it went completely flat, and the car is super loose. So I'm just gonna swap the Hoosiers on now, and hopefully that does me some good. I hope it's the tire and not actually like the valve stem or something, because that would mean that I'm not actually doing anything better for myself, because it's just going to keep losing air. But only one way to find out. All right, so the tire shop managed to hopefully fix this tire. They put bead sealer around the bead of the tire because they put it on the machine, and it was losing pressure on the bead seat right there. So hopefully this fixes it, and I don't have to mount these because they are different compounds, A7s and R7s. So this is gonna be probably the most balanced, I would assume. If it keeps leaking though, I am gonna mount these. And there is a possibility that the rim's cracked somewhere. We can't see any cracks. But if that is the case, I do have a spare rim to throw on if that ends up being a problem. So that's about it for now. I'm just waiting for next session. I don't know when that is exactly. I need to look at the schedule, but the car is doing fairly well aside from those small issues so far. It is understeering quite a bit, but I think that's just down to these tires being old. So I really need to hop on some new tires. I clicked off a 1:58.3, which is almost 2 seconds faster than my previous PB here. So my previous PB was a 2-minute flat. But that was a couple of years ago. So obviously the car's had some changes since then, and it paid off on crappy tires. Other than that, guys, yeah, it's been a crazy event. There's a bunch of Time Attack Miatas over here. This is Henry's car. guys. Good news is we went faster that session. We did a 156.7, I believe. I'll have to look at the dash and confirm that, but 156 something, which is still pretty good considering that my previous PB before that session was a 158, so we went like a couple seconds faster. The tire, it changed everything because now the car is like way more stable under braking, so I can go much deeper into braking zones and I can trail brake into corners a lot more. It's way better. My confidence is way up in the car, which is awesome. So I have one more session left, I think, and I'm hoping to go a smidge faster if I can not make any mistakes, but this track is very deceiving. So going into Sunset, there's a whole bunch of corners actually here that you have to be pretty careful about. So yeah, that's about all for right now. I'm probably gonna give you a tour of the paddock because I don't think I've done that yet. So I'll go ahead and get that done as soon as there's a Ford GT over here. That's pretty cool. So I'm gonna wait till he comes in and I'll probably just give you guys a tour of the paddock and you guys can get an idea of kind of what the track environment looks like. So. I finished, I think, third in my class, so we're having an award ceremony now.
Coming in third place with a time of 1:56.955. George, how do I pronounce that last name? Yeah, that one. There we go. Yeah, there's no one here at the front. Coming in second place with a time of 1:53.831, Henry Lamb. Coming in first place and the fastest time of Apex Time Attack has ever seen in the existence of Apex Time Attack. 1:52.547, Mr. Johnson Mack.
Put your trophy down! Cheers! No cheers! Cheers! Cheers to the face! Pass this on the track. Open the bottom. You're embarrassing us with this rotary.